Indeed, the Ontario Police, that the gang members at the gym, they're attacking me and threatening me on the behalf of the Ontario Police that are being disbanded for the violence that the youth in this city are engaging in, for the ongoing physical attacks and theft of my property, capturing while they're engaging in criminal conduct just like that police department, while they're demons mentally ill just like the demons of those stalkers of that police department. This is the entity that's stalking me in concert with minor children. Mike Lorenz is going to be federally prosecuted, okay? This is an entity that is, again, a liability. This is demonic. This is light activity while the demon is flying over by helicopter. Okay? And this is the entity doing so upon departing from the gym where minor children are gathering around like they're going to physically attack me while they're engaging in criminal activity with this department, with this population. They're demon-possessed offspring that engage in terrorism in the U.S., and this is psychopathic pacing. This is criminal activity that those minor children over and under majority are sharing in. You see their faces. Their parents are being prosecuted. If their parents, and if they are not natural-born citizens, you will be deported based on the criminal conduct of terrorism with your gang-stalking children. Those are gang members, and they are sharing in gang violence with Mike Lorenz. He's going to prison. He's going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. And these are the geniuses, by the way, who are removing my evidence off the internet that they are scared of. They've been deleting and removing my evidence with Jason Fields, Michael Moore of the LAPD. You have Mike Lorenz of the Ontario Police removing evidence for years while they're still engaging in gang stalking. He's going to prison for that. This is psychopathic pacing while a bunch of demons are in the parking lot stalking me. And they're engaging in what is then obstruction of justice, approaching like you're going to physically attack. That was assault. As an entity, engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. Verbal threats to commit battery. As an entity, engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. Criminal defamation. As an entity, engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. Harassment and terrorism, sexual assault and battery via engineer light as an entity engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. As I depart from 715 North Euclid Avenue, the Pizza Hut, the entity now has police lights over there, and they're engaging in the pattern of conduct. This is exactly what they're doing when I walk outside of the Ovid Family Community Library. This is exactly what they're doing when I document them, removing my evidence off of X, and then they start flying in circles around me, and I capture it on video. And then Tracy Banks and the Ontario Police Department engage in criminal summoning on video over here. They're going to prison. Mike Lorenz is going to prison. You're witnessing the gang violence that minor children are engaging in because of that criminal. He's going to federal prison, and this is unprecedented bases, multiple bases, for prison and for removal of an organization for criminal activity. That is not a police department, and they engage in the criminal conduct as I capture. You could not have any more of what is the quintessence of what is a liability with regard to maintaining this organization. They are a threat to the public, while the minor children in the city are engaging in criminal activity. P.O.C. It is currently, by the way, when the entity engages in what is psychopathic pacing, they do so after I capture a bunch of teenagers engaging in what is threatening me on behalf of the state. That video is putting Mike Lorenz and other terrorist leaders, they're going to prison. They're going to federal prison, and it's the basis to remove. Ontario Police is not going to remain at all. And you're showing them they're unstable. And they've given up. They're not even trying to act like they're not stalking and harassing and targeting. They've also engaged in what is removing my evidence off the internet. You're going to federal prison under all circumstances, and they will also, as you can see, they're going to be subject to mental examinations. This is P.O.C. It is currently 10:38 p.m. The entity engaging in the ongoing pattern on an ongoing basis. Psychopathic pacing everywhere that I'm at. They're not engaging in any police work. They are stalking me. Look at the wealth of the evidence from 2022. Where the Ontario Police are engaging in the same thing when I'm at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts on a nightly basis, stalking me day and night. When I go to Fontana, sharing in that pattern of conduct, and coming back to Ontario, and they're gang stalking just like this, flying in circles over me, obsessing over me, harassing, and doing so while I'm documenting it. These are the imbeciles that are the reason why minor children are gang members in Ontario. P.O.C. It is 10:39 p.m.